everyone, how's it going? It's Cardfreak97 back at it again. Sorry I've been so long, everyone. I haven't had my camera. It's been in repair, and what with school and marching band lately, I haven't had much time or ability to do any filming or putting up any videos. So now that I have my camera back, I will definitely be putting up more videos regularly. So today I'm going to be going over my three favorite double lifts to do. We're going to be covering the double lift with a brake, the brakeless double lift, and the floating double lift. So I'll give you a quick demonstration of what each of those looks like. This is the double lift with the brake. Now we've got the brakeless double lift. This is my personal favorite. This is what it looks like. Just like that. Oops. Pretty messy there. Sorry about that. That's the double lift. That's the brakeless double lift. Now, this is the floating double lift. This is the hardest of the three, and it's going to take the most practice to get down, but it sure is a great double lift. So yeah, those are the three double lifts, and now we're going to be going over the shoulder. But before I do that, I'm going to put a few links right here, so you can skip to whichever part of the video you want to see for the three double lifts. Alright guys, so now we've got the over the shoulder cam going, so let's learn how to do these three double lifts. The first one that I covered was the double lift, the double lift with a brake. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. Before I go into it, I'm going to quickly explain to those of you who don't know what the double lift really is. All the double lift is lifting up two cards and making it look like one. This is going to take a bit of practice, but this is the move that I find is most used in all of Magic, so it is one definitely worth learning before anything else. So let's get into how to do the first one, the double lift with a brake. So the title is pretty self-explanatory, like I said. All this is you have a brake with the two cards. Let's zoom in a little bit. You have a brake with the two cards, and all you're doing is just getting that brake and flipping it over. So how do we achieve this? All you're going to do is when you have the deck in your hand, whichever hand you use, I'm right-handed, but I hold the deck in my right hand and use my left hand. I'm kind of weird like that. Anyhow, what you're going to do is there are two ways you can do this. You can either push over two cards and then get a break, but I find that doesn't work every time. The method that I find that works every time is just lifting up two cards and getting that break just like that. Alright? Once you lift it up and have that break, then you're just going to pick it up with these fingers and turn it over. Now, one technique that I've found that is kind of a convincer for the audience that it's only one card, when in actuality it's two. Instead of, I see a lot of people turn it over and put it down like that. Instead of doing that, one thing that you can do is just let it fall. Just let it fall. And it sounds like that won't work, but really those cards just stick together. Just like that. And it's a bit of a convincer that it's only one card. Now let's move on to the brakeless double lift. Now on for my personal favorite, the brakeless double lift. This is one that I use every single day, and it looks a bit like this. So, that was a bit of a messy one, but you get the idea. What the brakeless double lift is again, this title is pretty self-explanatory. It's just doing a double lift without a brake. That sounds odd, but this is all it is. What you're going to do is you're going to have the deck in whichever hand you use, whichever one's your dominant hand. And what you're going to do with the cards is, let me see if my camera will focus if I zoom out a little bit. Okay, that's better. Now what's going to happen is you're going to be taking your thumb and just pushing those cards like this. So you're just slanting the deck like that. So just practice that move over and over again. Just boom, slant those cards over. And once you get that down, what's going to happen is this is the part that can't really be taught. It has to just be developed by yourself over time. Once you bevel the deck, you're just going to have to pick up 2 cards from over here. So like you normally couldn't really do that with the deck straight. See, I'm picking up 3 there. So that's why you bevel the deck like this to make it easier. And you just pick up 2 cards. Now, this is the one that I can't really teach that well because I can't teach you what 2 cards feels like. You have to learn it for yourself. But you will find that 2 cards feels a lot different than 1 card and a lot different than 3 cards or even 4. I have sometimes done a quadruple lift on accident, even in a performance. But it's just beveling the deck and picking up 2 cards, and you just have to build what that feels like over time. Then you just flip that over, you let it fall, and then one thing that you can do is just catch it with your thumb like this, and then that makes it a bit easier to catch it to do the double lift, turning it back over. And just like that, that is the brakeless double lift. Now let's move on into the floating double lift. Alright, so now on to the last one, definitely last but not least, the floating double lift. This one I find it works a lot better with an older deck. This one is 3 years old, it's really old and worn and sticky, and I've sharpied the edges, and it kind of sticks. So that's why this is good for this one. You'll see why. What this is, it looks a bit like this. And this is the best one as a convincer that is only 1 card that you're using. So, how this is achieved is this one does require a break. That's the one downside to this. If you're not a fan of getting a break, that's the one thing that may turn you away from this. But other than that, it's an excellent double lift. What this is you're going to get a break, just like this, like we covered in the first one. Once you have that break, then you're going to put these 3 fingers, instead of next to the card, you're going to move them underneath the card like this. So the pads of your fingers are right there. Set out here, just move them slightly underneath. Now, since this is a much older deck, I can rely on the 2 cards to stay together when I move it out like this, because it's old and sticky, and the cards stick well together. If you're doing this with a newer deck, though, that's definitely not going to happen. What you're going to need to do is bend it. So, how do you do this? You just push down with your thumb. Take your thumb, push it down right there. And that'll help those cards stick together when you extend it out. Now, the way you extend it out, I'm going to take the deck away for a minute. You're just taking your fingers, you have them curled under like this. Once you press that card in, then you just move your fingers like this, and the card will move with it. Just like that. So now with the deck, you have your 3 fingers under, you push, and it goes out like that. Then you just flip it over, and you have just done the floating double lift. One of the hardest double lifts that I've found there is to do. Alright everyone, well thank you so much again for watching this video. I can't tell you how much your views mean to me. Please subscribe. I will be putting out more videos more regularly now that I have my camera back. And until next time, I will see you guys later.